Special Olympics are the world's largest program of sports training and athletic competition for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. Special Olympics currently serves over 6 million athletes and unified partners in 174 countries. Here in Florida, they currently serve over 44,000 athletes and unified partners who are training and competing year-round in sports of their choice. Coming up on Polk Place, we will talk with local organizers about upcoming events. Make sure you stick around. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Brian Lacey, and joining me in studio, no stranger to the chair, his name's Mike Long. He's the county director for Polk County Special Olympics in Florida. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, for as much time as you spend here, thinking about just getting you a desk,
Yeah,
you know.
be nice.
Here's what I'm thinking. If you come in here, I mean, you got to spend a lot of time on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and in all actuality, you could have my desk while I'm hosting, and then...
Probably would work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could actually do a little dubbing here and there. We probably
Exactly. So, got to spend a weekend with you a couple weekends ago. Had a really good time. It was my first. It was the equestrian, man.
Right.
And that was awesome, man. I was very proud of what went on, and I was amazed by the athletes, but more so amazed by the giving spirit of the volunteers and of course the folks that brought the horses in. Wow, that was really cool.
Oh, to me, this is one of my favorite sports that we do. I mean, I love all of them. They're great and stuff, but this is the one sport where you can see the impact on the kids. And in fact, when I give my little talks and stuff, I always tell the story of this one kid, Dominic, who back when I was a volunteer, I had a bowling team, my wife and I did, and Dominic was on there. He wasn't 75 pounds wet. He could barely carry the ball up there. And he became a decent bowler, and then he disappeared. Didn't bowl the next year. I didn't. So when I became county director, I was going around now to all the sports, and so I go up to the equestrian, and there's Dominic on a horse. I thought, oh my gosh, I mean, I was frightened at first. He turns around and he had that horse, and that horse kind of got out of line. He jerked a knot in that horse. He was sitting tall on it. I mean, the confidence, the maturity, it just overwhelms me to see these kids that are kind of always been forgotten or cast aside. Boy, they get in that equestrian program, and it's like this entire person evolves. And it's just, to me, this is always my favorite, because you can just see the growth of them all in that program.
Last show we talked, you knew that the equestrian was coming up, and they had a special thing for the folks where they were going to do a precision.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And they told you, don't watch. So you got to let the folks know how that came about and what happened.
Well, the drill, it's called a drill team. I mean, they compete in various other sports, but there's also this thing called drill team. Drill team is where they'll get, in our case, we have 3 horses, or 6 horses, and they basically do patterns to music out there. And each lead horse, and they're crisscrossing and going in and out. And it's just incredible to watch. And they do all kinds of different events. And of course, we kept trying to get the drone to take pictures of it all, but one of the horses kept getting spooked, so we had to pull the drone out, or else we would have probably brought a great video of it. But it is the most impressive thing to watch, and especially when you have these athletes on there and they're having to memorize these patterns, to go to the music and stuff. It's really neat to watch. It's incredible. So yeah, it's been neat to add that to our, set of things that we're doing for equestrian right now. We went from 21 athletes last year to 33 this year. But the other part that I'm impressed with is the volunteers. I've got 19 certified coaches. I've got, because we have horse handlers on each side of the horse to make sure that if anything goes wrong. Something like about 30 horse people. We've expanded to 2 ranches now. And in fact, I have to tell the story of Jeff and Deborah, who have Pine Creek down here. When they first got involved, we put a couple of programs there, and they were kind of like, okay, well, you can do some of your training here. We've got a couple of horses your people can use, but you're just here to kind of rent our facilities and use them. It's okay. At the show, after the show, he pulled me aside. He says, "We're all in. What do you need?"
Yeah.
What else we got to do? We got to expand this. We got to get this bigger. We got to make it. We had all, and of course, in that horse community or equestrian community, they have all the connections. And he was just bouncing ideas off. I couldn't absorb it all fast enough. Like, oh boy, next year's going to be big. Yeah.
So we touched on equestrian. You got an event coming up. We'll touch briefly on this because we really reflect more so than we spotlight what's coming up. But one of my favorite towns, I love to ride up to Tavares, going to the big house.
Right.
What's going on there?
State basketball. Well, we just finished having our county and area games. And if you remember a few episodes back, we really kind of beefed up our athlete population within the school system. Last year I had 21 basketball teams. This year I've got over 30. In fact, we're taking the second largest delegation to state. Miami-Dade's got 20 teams and we got 14. I mean, it's just unbelievable how big the basketball program's gotten. It's huge. So we're going up there in two weeks, I believe it is, to the state tournaments. And I'm expecting to see some really good results. This should be a great time for us.
Well, we touched on it in the equestrian, but and obviously it doesn't work in any of the sports without what you do, but the role that the volunteers and the sponsors play in helping these athletes achieve their goals, achieve their dreams. Talk to me a little bit about what you need and what can be done and how folks can help you with that.
Well, first off, we don't charge a dime. So it's Special Olympics is a free program. So, I have to rent facilities, rent horses, rent stuff, all that. That's all comes in through various contributions from different sources. Publix is one of our major ones, but Lockheed Martin, Geico. I mean, I can go down the list, and I'm sure, I go for 30 minutes.
And sometimes you go, oh man, I didn't mention that. As you're driving down the road.
Right, yeah. So I don't want to get, there's a big list, okay? And I mean, every little bit helps. And it's funny, when I do my talks and stuff, I never ask for money because it seems like we always find that. My biggest problem, or what I'm always asking for, and that's because the way we've expanded so big, I need you. That's how I fit. My last slide of my PowerPoint is, I need you. We need coaches. We need volunteers. We need people at events. We need people to help with the teams. Like right now, we're getting ready to start our practices for our summer games, which conclude back, they'll be in March, but right now we're kind of ramping up for it. Well, I've got bocce, cycling, cheerleading, soccer, track and field, volleyball. Yeah. And I mean, we have so many teams that our teams are turning out to be, the one team's got 125 on it with about 6 coaches. They could use all the help they can get. I've got another team that's got like 80 athletes on it. They could use a bunch more coaches and assistants as well. Unified partners to play with the kids because they love to team up that way. So, my attitude is I need you. In fact, that's why I kind of told the story about Jeff and Deborah. We're just going to put our toe in the water and see if we like this. Now, we're all in. What are we going to do next year? When can we do this? In fact, I kind of make that joke in my slide. I said, just come out to an event. I'll take care of it from there.
Hey, look, man, you guys stole my heart last March when I come out and shot the games, and ever since that day, I've been all in, whether it's here, whether it's coming out to shoot some of your stuff. If people are what I like to call subject matter experts, if you played a sport, you can help, but it's not even necessarily that. Even if you haven't played a sport, it's and you want to give of your time and of yourself, talk about the importance of what the athletes see when somebody is there to help them?
Oh, there's so much. Well, first of all, there's so much to do. I mean, at a typical event, just getting everybody registered, logistics, moving around. In fact, when we're running an event, especially as big as we've gotten, I would say the most important person is what I call the staging person. At every one of my events, I always go find some key people, and it's your job to get the next group lined up, because we're running matches, whatever it might be, bocce or soccer or whatever. Well, I need the next team lined up, ready to go as soon as that game finishes. Otherwise, we'll be there for till midnight. And so it's staging the whole thing. And so there's people that do lunches, registration. That's just at an event to keep it flowing. We need tons of logistical support. And then, of course, with the teams, tons of paperwork to do. And then we're just focused right now on the sporting side of it. Personally, I mean, I brought this up before. I got 5 to 8 families moving into the county because of the growth in Polk County in general. And 5 to 8 people call me a week saying, hey, I just moved here from Michigan. I want to get my kid back in Special Olympics. And of course, putting a letter together, giving them contacts, getting their paperwork done, getting it processed. I mean, I spend about a day a week just on that kind of stuff, which I could use someone to help me do. There's just fundraising, of course, we need to do. The magic, in fact, I should have brought this up. They called me up yesterday. I said, I don't have time to do this. Alex over there is wonderful. He flat said, I'll take care of it all, Mike. Give me the names of the coaches. They're going to put together for February 21st, I believe, the day before one of their games on a Friday, they're going to put together like a little after basketball tournament where our teams can go over there and play each other all day long at the RP Funding Arena. And then that night they'll play a game beforehand. And then you stay for the game and do it like a little fundraiser out there and pizza and all that kind of stuff. Again, he's taking the ball to run with it.
Just taking some of the pressure off your shoulders.
Yeah.
You and I had talked about, what the job entails, and it's never about what you make, because in all actuality, when you put your time in and what you're making per hour doesn't mean a damn thing. It's about what's here, and what happens. And I can see the love that you give to this job and to the athletes and to the parents, and it is greatly appreciated, and what you do makes a difference in this community, Mike.
Thank you. I've made the statement many times. My job is no different than anybody else's. I've got deadlines, pressure, da. I just want to, you get to that point with, like all of us, we need to go find a place to recharge. My world, just come out to a practice. Go watch those kids at a game. Watch them run up with their little ribbon and smile and say, hey, look, I just got a fourth place ribbon, and they're joy in their face. Okay, let's go. What's next? I'm charged. I'm ready to go.
Well, Mike, we're looking forward to hearing from you next month about the games, the summer games.
Yeah, that's one thing we did the film. Yeah.
Look forward to hearing you talk about that and telling folks what you need from them, all right?
Okay, thank you very much.
Special Olympics Florida in Polk provides year-round training and competition to children and adults 8 years of age and older with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Their programs are made possible through the generosity of local individuals, civic clubs, businesses, and corporations. Their athletes participate in programs at no cost. Therefore, without volunteers and donations, the programs would not exist. They accept donations in the form of cash or checks or items such as water, food, transportation, office supplies, and equipment, uniforms, or shoes for their athletes. Now, if you need more information on how you can help or dates and times of events, you can give them a call at 863-873-8219 or look them up on the web at www.specialolympicspolk.org.